Have you ever felt like you knew a creator? You never met them, they don't know your name, but when they disappear, it actually hurts. That's what we call a parasocial relationship, a one-sided bond between an audience and a public figure like a YouTuber or a streamer. You see them every week, you hear their voice for hours, and your brain quietly feels them under people I know, even though they're basically strangers. Now that we all agree on what is a parasocial relationship, it's time to speak about Sketchek. To set the stage, we are still in the golden age of TF2. Around 2011, a pyromane named Sketchek just started posting videos. He became famous for his hyper-aggressive stylish gameplay and his enablers reflex on pyro, and within years he is known as one of the legendary pyro in a part of the TF2 community. He has thousands of dedicated fans and a reputation of one of the best pyro players in the world. His channel is not necessarily massive at that time, but by TF2 YouTube standards and seeing how niche the game is, it's quite fun. He's in the 5-digit figures and it's quite good. On June 30, 2015, a video titled PSA dropped on Sketchek channel. There is no gameplay, no jokes, just him talking. He explains that he has been diagnosed with a terminal illness. Doesn't give much detail about it, but the message is clear at the time. His health is going to deteriorate and he will eventually need constant life support and won't be able to keep making videos.
Truth is, I've been very sick and very busy for the past few months, spending every day either bedridden or going in and out of the hospital with no time to play TF2 or make videos or anything like that. I don't want to reveal too much information about my illness, but the doctors are saying that I probably don't have a lot of time left. At best, I've got about a year before my condition gets so bad that I'll need constant life support, and my chances of recovery are looking low, to say the least. It sucks, yeah, it's terrible, but I have no choice but to accept it.
And what makes worse with that timing is that a few months earlier, another TF2 creator named Kitty706 had actually died from leukemia. The community is already grieving one loss, and now that they are told Sketchek was also dying.
Welp. This is it, folks. This is how it ends. I'm very ill, my health is gradually deteriorating, and the clock is ticking, so to speak. I simply cannot afford to spend any more time than I already have maintaining the channel. This is my absolute final video to say goodbye before I stop using this account. So feel free to unsubscribe if you haven't already. There will be no more videos coming from this channel.
After the upload of Closer, where he say goodbye and says that he will not keep uploading on the channel, Sketchek decided to just disappear from YouTube, TF2 or any social media. And after hearing that, the community will do the only thing they can do, which is to pay respect to him, pay respect to that pyro who produced for them some amazing content and was dying. It will go to a point where even Valve will get involved, and in the Blue Moon update they will edit the extinguisher to add a small line called Sketchek bequest to it. And for a while, that's the ending. The god of pyro fought his last battle, the case is closed. Or not really, at least. Around 3 years later, the videos where he is speaking about his terminal illness will disappear. It could have been YouTube, who was just removing the video because of the subject, or it could have been his family, who didn't want that to be left on the internet. Nobody was really knowing at that time. But what will actually trigger the alarm is the fact that some players will spot him on a night over server, and from that moment onward, an ILJ will start. The people will try to add him to confront him because they weren't knowing if it was actually him or if it was just someone who had managed to hack his account. It was gonna be the beginning of a massive RG that the community will try to solve, and the community was also asking a lot of questions. Was it actually Sketchek who was doing that? Was it a hacker who had managed to break into every Sketchek networks, or was it something else? Was it just someone who wanted to leave the platform with a bang and it was his way to do that? In the end, it's Sketchek himself who will give an answer in 2019 with a video title which in Japanese mean apology.
Hey, it's me, the legendary pyromane, Sketchek. Sorry to bust your balls like this after hyping up my big return. There's something I need to get off my chest that's been killing me, and I want everyone to be on the same page going forward. About 3 years ago, I announced that I had contracted a non-specific terminal illness. I want everyone to know that was a lie. It was a sick joke. It was a ruse. I was never ill, not even a little bit. What can I say? I just love the feeling of taking someone for a ride. But I took it a bit too far this time. Well, that's the gist of it.
Now, before I go further, the truth is what he did is definitely unacceptable. It doesn't matter what the reason was, and even if he did recognize it in the video, it did make some harm toward people who actually have a fatal illness and who have to face that, and for the person close to them too. One thing who is also off is the fact that few days after he announced his illness, he, for some reason, managed to monetize his channel and to ask for some membership, which is a bit off when you think of it. Anyway, after that video, he started to post back some TF2 content until in 2020, people noticed again that his videos were disappearing, and in 2022, he disappeared entirely a second time. Now, the story doesn't end here, but before I explain what comes next, and I talk about a certain VTuber, we need to change the scene completely. We need to move from TF2 frag movies to, well, VTubing. In short, for the people who don't know, a VTuber is an online creator who performs through a virtual avatar, usually using anime style, and it's controlled with some motion capture and live voice. So the person behind the avatar stays anonymous, and the public face a character on the screen. Some agencies became really good at branding those, and one of them is called Neji Sanji. They took that format, industrialized it, so they recruit talents, provide models, branding, support, and those talents stream as part of a big virtual idol lineup. Neji Sanji even has an English branch called Neji Sanji EM, which launched several waves of English-speaking VTubers. And one of those waves is called Noctix, and it is the one who interests us in that case. Among the members of the Noctix wave, one of them is called Sonny Briscoe. So canon law-wise, Sonny is some sort of officer from the future with a straightforward attitude. But what interests us is that he officially started around late February 2022 with his debut stream on the 26th and a big group program around that weekend. They streamed a lot of different games during that time, including some Team Fortress. And that's where the cracks start to come up. During that stream, it just shows that he's insanely good at TF2. Not just in terms of movement, but also in terms of techniques and combos that he managed to pull off on Pyro. He tried to also do some stair stabs on Spy. It's not some stuff that you would see someone with 20 or 100 hours try to pull off. There is that, and there is also his locations and his voice. He is just like Sketchek, an Australian who is living in Japan and who is streaming and doing some content creations. Now, even if there is no real proof that he's Sketchek, in his gameplay it's as if he was giving a message to the people who follow him back in those days that it was him, he was back, and he still had his skills back. Now, why did he do that? Why did he decide to do that double resurrections and deaths? Nobody really know. Maybe he was just wanted to leave TF2. Maybe he just wanted to start fresh into something else, and sometimes TF2 doesn't let you go. We'll probably never know about that, but that was the story of Sketchek. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.